to stop bullying. Kids with disabilities, believe it or not, are 2 to 3 times more likely to be bullied than others. It's a sad reality. And in some cases, the kids become even more reclusive or withdrawn. But one woman in Heber Springs discovered that when animals are brought into the mix, the kids, well, they just come to life. So she set out on a quest to build what she calls the Remember Ranch. And as you're about to see, despite a major setback, she's refusing to give up. Not far from Heber Springs, in the small town of Quitman, sits 15 acres of pristine beauty. A perfect landscape for Barbara Owens' dream of building a one-of-a-kind ranch for kids with special needs. How did this all start?
This actually all started because we have an anti-bullying program called Speak Life. We noticed that we were being reached out to by a lot of families that had children that were being bullied due to their disabilities.
So she and others came up with a plan that involved taking animals to both students and adults with disabilities.
We had children that had autism that you clearly couldn't go into their space, but they were literally crawling into my lap in order to hold these animals and touch these animals.
And that's what sparked her dream of building the Remember Ranch, a sprawling playground where kids with special needs and who were also being bullied could be free, happy, and connect with others.
It's very difficult to just wake up every single day and want a normal life, and it's hard.
Peggy Hood can relate. Her 16-year-old son, who has autism, was bullied last summer by several boys who she thought wanted to be his friend.
My windows were open and I heard some ruckus outside, and so I looked out and I saw the boys beating him up.
They were just punching me, kicking me like us, and curb stomping my leg and stuff. They were just trying to hurt me, essentially.
It wasn't fun though, was it?
No.
But when Peggy saw her son get his hands gently around a small ball of fur, she immediately saw a change in his behavior.
He loves cats. He just loves them. I mean, you can see it all over him.
Do they make you feel happy?
Yeah, when they purr.
That joy, that simple pleasure is what Barbara wants to make last a lifetime for countless of others at the Remember Ranch. So over the past few weeks, construction materials have been donated. Volunteers lined up, and the Remember Ranch was ready to be built. Construction for 17 new pens was scheduled to begin today, including a pen for this little guy, Reese's. But just last week, Barbara got a phone call that put everything on hold.
We found out that our program director may be moving to Oklahoma.
She and her husband own all 15 acres. So if they move, the land will most likely be sold, leaving Barbara without a location.
It was very, very tough. You don't want to let, especially the families, down.
So she marches forward, determined to make sure the Remember Ranch doesn't fade away, but rather come to life at another location, just as beautiful as this one. This dream of yours is still coming to life.
It is absolutely coming to life.
You won't give up, will you?
No, no, I won't. Because giving up on that means we give up on the children.
And giving up on the kids and their families is just not an option. Next week, Barbara says she's going to look at another location to build the Remember Ranch, hopefully. But if it doesn't work out, she hopes someone else will step up and help by maybe donating land for her animals and, more importantly, the kids.
I bet someone will step up. I just have a feeling someone will say, look, I got this land, here you go.
She's so passionate about that. And as soon as she saw the faces of these kids who had their own little space and barrier saying, you know, don't come near us. But as soon as the animals were introduced, it was like a light switch just had been flipped, and she saw the joy that was on their face, and she said that has to continue.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
It will. I believe it will. Thanks, Kevin.